Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. If we are really living in a free society with free speech and freedom of expression, then there would be no repercussions for our preferences, stated verbally. And that is, there should be no consequences if I disagree with your preference, or if I support your preference, or if I support your view on something. There should be no consequences. And you have to provide evidence, or at least, to support your, how should I put it, your idea, in order to convince me, persuade me that what you say and what you support is good and better, and I should, join you. And you have my ears on that. But not try to ban me. But trying to ban my speech, that means tyranny. And remember, if you can do that and you do it, your turn will come later, when someone else is going to be in charge and might ban your point of view. And then, unfortunately, if only then you realize that that was bad because it hurts you, then it's bad. That means your brain functions below 86 IQ. Okay, you have to realize things are general, universal. So freedom of speech should be protected regardless if you like what the other person says or not. That should be ABC 1, 2, 3. Let me show you here an article coming from USA Today, unfortunately, but hey. California schools join growing list of districts across the country banning pride flags. September 14, 2023. Now, from my personal view, I don't think a pride flag should be flowing or being, hang or somewhere in a school. That has nothing to do with that. I have nothing to do with that. That's an institution of knowledge, not an institution of a certain kind of... They should not have anything to do with that in the first place. Now, if you agree with, let's say, how was the word they used here? So if you ban a pride flag, or you agree with having a pride flag, which is a rainbow flag, whatever it is, then you should be equally okay with hanging a pride flag, let's say with a black cross on it. Some people disagree with that. And you have to make your argument and try to persuade those guys. And maybe you're not able to persuade all of them, or maybe none of them. Still, they should have the same freedom of equal speech. So if you promote that, there are people who disagree with you. So I disagree with banning the flag, which I don't think it's proper in the first place to be hung at a school. It's none of the school's business to promote any kind of these kind of things. Like they're not supposed to promote, anything that has to do with heterosexualism. Nothing. That's not something that the school has to do. Now, if you do that, you should put the alternative. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who would say, well, I want the pride flag with a black cross. I disagree with that. But all of a sudden, you are considered this and that and a bad person if you have a different point of view, because according to some, the keyword is some, that is a good thing. And everything that opposes the good thing should be, banned or put aside. So it seems like here is the reverse. Why do you think is the reverse? I think it's reverse because some people got fed up with being, fed with this kind of thing to their children, and they disagree with that. But I don't like banning things. I think from the very beginning, this should not have happened. I know that there are some pride flags and whatever at the embassies or US embassies. They try to ban not to put them over there, harbor them, floor them, whatever, fly them. They should not be. Should not. By definition. Why? Because that flag doesn't represent my values. But the problem is if you don't support that, somehow you have no values. Your values are negative. Well, let's discuss that. No, you can't talk and you're a bad person. Well, that's not freedom of speech. The US government should not make that kind of point on placing flags of any kind but the flag of the United States of America. That's it. That's it. I don't want to see any other flags. I don't want to see the White House painted with flashes in this kind of... No, because I might disagree with that. Some people might agree with that. But then why don't you do, I don't know, put some lights and put in a certain kind of lights with what I agree? Because somehow I'm bad? Prove that. And they don't want to prove it. They want to silence you. So I disagree with banning that, because in the first place they should not have been there. And do I have the right to say it without having any repercussions? Well, I'm not sure. In this kind of environment, I'm not sure, but I don't give a fuck. Here it is. Let's see what these guys are saying. As another academic year gets underway, more school boards across the country are debating banning LGBTQ pride flags, with civil rights advocates arguing the flags are constitutionally protected expression. So is the other one, with a cross, black cross on it. Isn't that? No, because they say that's hateful. No, that's my different opinion on your, I can consider it, let's say, garbage. No, you can't. It's the debate is not over. Remember, from being required or requested, for it was a little, please let us leave. Leave and let leave. And don't, whatever we do, I just want to be left alone. From that, we escalated, we got to this, where if you have a different opinion, slightly, you are named names. Now, I don't think that's very much tolerant. We've been asked to be tolerant. Now, this is the payback of being tolerant? Well, then, let's fight back. No, you can't. You just be disarmed and stay over there, and the minority is gonna have a little bit of dictatorship. I thought that if we would vote, but they don't let us vote. Why? Because they don't want to conduct referenda on issues, important issues. I'm 100% for referenda. That means I want people to vote, but not with machines. I'm against that. I want them to vote with an ID, and you have a paper ballot. I don't want machines. I know how machines work. I don't want them. I want paper, and I want observers, and I want all kind of observers. And you look at each ballot and you validate it. It's going to be a tedious work, but we involve in other stupid stuff. So I think we can do that as well. And that's not stupid, it's very important. We can ask the people, the population, if we want this kind of immigration policy, if we have, race, supposedly race critical theory in schools, if we want queer dance classes in high school or whatever we want in college, and so on. And if people say yes, well, this is the new society. Good job, mass media and the politicians, and media and entertainment, Hollywood. Good job, you did it. You did it. But we're not going to be laid down and die over there. We will not. So we have freedom of speech, or we have certain kind of freedom of speech for some, like in YouTube. On YouTube, if you have a subject, you can say, if you are for the subject YouTube agrees with, you can say any kind of stupidity, and any kind you can portray and paint your adversaries with very vicious words. But if you have a different opinion on the issue promoted and accepted by YouTube, they will ban you. They will narrow you. They will hide you down. The first 3,593 suggestions on YouTube will be all for the issue. The opposite issue in a debate is going to be like 529 suggestion. You will not reach that suggestion. You will not. So my friends, this is what it is here. Let me show further here what this article has to say. This week, 2 California school boards voted to ban certain flags. There should be no flags, only United States flag. That's what it should be. If it's a public institution, because it's taxpayers' money, including the LGBTQ pride flag amid concerns from parents who supported and opposed the bans. In recent years, schools districts across the country have presented flags restrictions as many to avoid favoring any one group over another. Equity. We're going to use the same terms they use them. Equity. So no, you can't do that. All equal, right? Like communists in that manner. Some measures limit flag displays to government and military flags. No, there should be nothing like that. Effectively banning the pride flag, LGBTQ advocates say. We don't give a fuck. Get your flag, put it in your house, put it in your private business, but not in public business. I pay taxes. Let's say I disagree with that. I should have a say. I don't. And if I have, I want the other flag. I support something else. But you see, certain ideas and certain flags that I will hang up, no. This flag that, let's say, I would disagree with, yes. And if you dare to even engage people in a debate or a conversation, you immediately will be called this and this and that. That's not right. Don't lay down dying there. You're stronger, you're smarter, you got bigger balls, and these guys are weasels. Remember, they're weasels. Engage them. They're weasels. We're stronger, but they try to disarm us morally. Don't let yourselves be disarmed morally. You're not immoral, you're not worse than them. And that's with many other groups that somehow are evil groups, and we have the good groups. Don't let yourselves be, as I said, disarmed morally. Do not allow, that's a minority. And we love democracy. Democracy is the rule of majority, not tiny fringe minority, as our fantastic idiot prime minister in Canada says, Trudeau, a fringe minority with unacceptable views. According to whom unacceptable? You? Since when you are the priest of Canada? I don't live in Canada, but I'm very much familiar with idiots and tyrants. Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Don't lay down and die. Do not. And the other ones, sorry, I don't want to ban you. I don't want to ban anyone, but I don't think it's appropriate for this kind of things in public schools. Otherwise, we're going to have 1,000 flags all around the schools with all kind of groups promoting all kind of ideas. We can't have that. And by the way, your idea doesn't trump Donald Trump, my idea. Let's have a referendum about that. And you don't want that. I fucking guarantee you that. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.